Okay, so good evening. Um, just got a few questions about you. I know Nicole. I already know she's been a plant based for a long time, but I'll just start with Rachel. Rachel, so how long has it been since you've gone plant based?
It's been about 2 weeks, so I'm a newbie.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So you liking it so far?
Yeah, so far so good. It's been a little bit more challenging than I think I expected, especially the vibe that you get from people when you tell them that you're vegan. They kind of instantly look at you like there's something wrong with you, or they're confused as to why you would ever want to do that. So I'm up for the challenge, though. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, what made you decide to become plant based or vegan?
Well, I have tons of friends that have taken the leap, and their testimonies as far as their health, their overall appearance has been night and day. So I've watched them go through the transformation, and it's been amazing. And seeing their journey really has kind of jump started that. I'm also going to school to be a yoga instructor, so it just kind of fell into my lap, I guess, if you want to say. You practicing ahimsa, which is compassion for all living things. I just have kind of gotten to a point where I don't want to support those industries anymore, and I don't want my kids to fall into the categories of child obesity and high blood pressure and heart attacks at a young age and stuff like that. So that really is what made me take the leap. All of my kids, I have 5 children, they're all athletes, at the top of the top in the state that we live in. And I want to make sure that I'm providing them with the nutrients they need to stay, active and healthy and provide the best results that their body can give in whatever sport it is that they're playing as well.
That is good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add, Nicole?
I definitely see all her
You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
And, I kind of have a lot of the same strong. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
As a mother, yeah, I definitely see that perspective where it's very important to be a good role model for my children, and I'm giving them what I see as the best chance at optimum health and to reach their potential through doing a plant-based diet, and definitely the compassion for living things. I can relate there. That has a strong source of where I began as a vegetarian, definitely for the animal aspect and just kind of the thought of, from nature to plate, what takes place there. And if I wanted to be a part of that process, and I knew pretty early on I didn't want to, so.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say the one thing, I guess my biggest regret, and all of my vegan friends, they said your biggest regret will be not going vegan sooner. And I can totally relate to them at this point. Of like, the other day I was watching a documentary, and, bless the hearts of every documentary out there. I think there's definitely truth to all of them. And I would, for the sake of the good in the world, I would like to say no one would put as much time and energy into creating those films if there wasn't truth behind them. It's an amazing journey thus far, and I'm happy that my kids are willing and able to kind of jump on, and they've been open to trying new things, so I'm definitely thankful for that.
Now my situation's a little bit different because my wife sparked this whole thing with me, so I kind of did it kicking and screaming, really. But for me, it's been about a year, I'd say, and it's been good. I mean, there's definitely a few times I fell off the wagon. That's kind of how it goes, and then you just get back up, you try it again. But consistently, I can say since October, I haven't. I haven't gone back to eating meat, but I mean, I do notice a difference. There's, I noticed when I did eat it, I felt sick because after a while, if you stop eating it, that's one of the things that you notice. If you stop eating it for maybe even 2 weeks, you notice. If you go back to eating it, it's like your stomach is like, whoa, what are you doing? I'm not used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can attest to that for sure. I also am uh, very shielded now when it comes to, all the marketing for any kind of food, that whether it's in the grocery store or at a restaurant, like we went out to eat tonight and everything is 10 slabs of meat topped with 10 different kinds of cheeses. And it's almost disheartening that, there's not many vegan options. There's not even really many vegetarian options. And it's just sad that that's kind of the norm for us, is to, put these things in our body without any thought of what they're actually doing. And when you try to explain to people, this is what you're putting in your body, or you repeat things that you've heard on certain movies or whatever, and they just kind of shrug it off like it's not a big deal. And it breaks my heart for them. You want them, they're immediately so defensive, and, oh, I could never give up bacon, and I could never give up cheese and this and that. But so you can't give it up, but you are okay with attaining heart disease early on in your age, or watching your children gain immense amount of weight. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that the world isn't a little bit more willing to be open to the idea. And we've just been trained and conditioned to be this way thus far. I'm 33 years old. So for 33 years, pretty much, I've eaten meat with every meal. And I think it has been a little bit challenging as, on our plate, we have a protein, a starch, and a vegetable. And so now you just have to find something to replace that portion of your plate with. And whether it's more vegetables or whatever it is, I think that's kind of where people are like, it just doesn't seem like a meal without meat. I know I tried to do a very vegan Christmas. And I did pretty well for the most part. We didn't have any meat. We had mostly vegetables, but it kind of felt like everyone was waiting for the main course to come out, and so it's just a change in habit for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I think I had one more question to wrap things up. Yeah, what is your favorite plant-based meal? Start with Rachel.
So I will know all three meals. So breakfast, my favorite thing to do is just to saute up a bunch of vegetables, put them on toast. I have been a huge fan of hummus and guacamole. So guacamole on toast with some sauteed vegetables on it has been my favorite. Obviously oatmeal with some grapefruits and some almond milk or cashew milk has been super great. I did try a new buffalo cauliflower tacos the other night. Those were amazing. Sauteed some cauliflower and buffalo sauce, threw some cilantro, some avocado, cooked my tortillas in a little coconut oil, and it was amazing. It almost was better than any tacos that have had with meat, so that was a win. And then another one that I haven't tried yet, but I'm very excited to try, is going to be stuffed bell peppers. So instead of stuffing them with meat, I'm going to do some quinoa, black beans, corn, stuff like that. And then last but not least, I'm looking forward to getting some of my new vegan cookbooks. The one that I'm most excited to get is Thug Kitchen. Okay. Not sure if you guys have heard of that one, but yeah, it's supposed to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it being a good read.
All right, okay, cool. Well, 2 weeks in and you're killing it. That's
it's a working
strong start.
All right, how about you, Nicole? What's your favorite?
Yeah, let's see, favorite meal. I've tried a whole lot of them. Just to kind of go back to preface some things, I feel like I didn't preface. So I've been vegetarian, meat-free, plant-based for 17 years. Very, very long time. So it's funny because with the Westernized diet, Rachel, I heard you saying like, why would you go vegan? Why would you do that to yourself? And I definitely get a lot of that. Like, how do you live without cheese or this kind of thing? And especially starting even a decade ago and prior there, I mean, it was a lot more rare. And there just wasn't vegetarian options like there is now either. Like, you know, there's a frozen vegetarian section in most grocery stores now. That like was not a thing back then.
Yeah. Wow.
I think it's amazing watching kind of the evolution of a plant-based diet from when I began, and it being a lot more rare and it being a lot more difficult to where we are now. When you talk to people, there's usually at least one person in a group that's like, oh yeah, like, you know, we have vegetarian Wednesdays, or I'm thinking of reducing, or I know, you know, they've heard of some study or article. And definitely with the boom of really amazing doctors like Dr. Campbell, who's done a lot of plant-based research that put out a lot of the health benefits, and shifting away from a westernized diet. Because it's very obvious with our trajectory at this point that if we continue on this westernized diet path, it's not going to end well for Americans. I mean, we're growing, and, you know, like you were saying, Rachel, in the obesity aspect, we're number one in heart disease. Diabetes. America has so many health issues that the rest of the world doesn't have typically because of our diet, and mainly the processed, the meat, the cheeses, and some people don't even have a vegetable they'll have like, oh, vegetables for dinner. That's when you get your, you know, potatoes with your steak. Like, that's supposed to be the bulk of your, you know, consumption. It's supposed to be 9 servings. I mean, you can't get 9 servings with a side potato.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it's been really neat to kind of watch it progress, and the plant-based diet, you know, get more attention, and, you know, what you're doing with your blog, Michael, that's amazing. Just getting the word out there and getting people excited about being plant-based and how to kind of incorporate that into their everyday life.
Yeah.
And as far as favorite meals, I would say raw tacos, where I get, you ground up walnuts with coriander, and you put that on just romaine leaves with chopped up avocado and sun-dried tomatoes, and you know, which you can just make your own in a dehydrator. It's not that difficult. And it's just so full of flavor, and it just gets me excited because you look at it, there's so much color. Everything just came from the ground. It's beautiful. You feel good when you're done eating it. And as far as my health, you know, everyone's like, well, you can't go that long without protein. You need more protein, and you know, this kind of thing. But, you know, like I said, I've been doing it a very long time, and I've never had a problem with my protein. You just have to be smart about it. You incorporate a diverse amount of plants, and nature did provide everything we need. You just have to know how to use it. And that's a fun thing about trying new things with the new cookbooks and things like that too, just finding fun, diverse ways to utilize everything that's available to us. Yeah, but it's definitely, you don't need all that protein and, you know, 5 steaks a day. And I rarely ever get sick. I don't even remember the last time I've been sick, to be honest with you. I don't get colds, nothing. I mean, thank God, hopefully, knock on wood somewhere. But I really feel like my immune system has really been supported and boosted by having a plant-based diet, definitely.
Cool.
Nicole, I was really excited that you said walnut, because I have a holistic chef friend who, she was doing her blog, and she said that they had walnut meat, and the guy was laughing, you know, how can you have walnut meat, blah, blah, blah. But I've been so intrigued by it since then. So it's nice to hear that other people too. I'm going to have to try that one. I'm excited. And with that being said too, I'm on January 13th, I just started a new, I don't know, group, cult, hopefully. It's called The Virtuous Vegan. I'm having anywhere from 8 to 13 people in my home. with a vegan chef that's coming here. We're gonna, you know, and do all this Q&A, what it means to be vegan, what that looks like. I've been saving all my vegan wrappers that I've bought from the grocery store so I can attest to them. I did get a coconut cheese, which was really great, but I'm going to continue to do these events and kind of just shed light on it and spread the word and hope that it carries over and that more people want to join me on the journey. So
that is awesome. I think
that sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Wow. Well, I think that just about wraps it up. I do really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this video for me.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
thank you very much, Michael.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye now.
Guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.